Testing. We are back. Make sure it's all good here, though, man. Yeah, we good to go. Yeah, we good to go. Sorry about that, fight fans, man. Looked like we had ran into some sort of technical difficulty, man, where the stream literally just crashed all together, man. So I don't know what the hell happened. Well, I'll just have to do this as a part 2. I will make this a continuation from basically where we left off in that last stream. So I apologize to everybody that was rolling with me in the last stream, man. And we'll just pick it up from where we left off. And we were speaking about Demetrius Andrade. So we'll just keep on going. You know what I mean? Salute to everybody as you come on back in. Hit that thumbs up for me, man. My apologies once again. Or should I say YouTube apologies? You know what I'm saying? It just crashed out of nowhere. But back to what I was saying. You know what I'm saying? Back to where I was. I was speaking about this. And we were just basically saying that in Demetrius Andrade's situation, you know, he got to hope to get a call, either A, from a Charlo, from PBC, or go on with this fight. Now, I'm going to tell y'all like this, man. It's going to be a tough fight for Demetrius Andrade to take this fight. It's a dangerous fight. Could he lose it? Is there a chance that things can go left for Demetrius Andrade in this situation? The answer is yes. But he has to take this fight if there's nothing left else. The good news about this fight for Andrade is he'll get the bulk of the purse. You know what I'm saying? If it's a money thing with him, if it's all about, like, he got to have a certain amount of money to take this kind of fight, and I understand that position, then, in my opinion, he gets the bigger bulk of the money. It's a dangerous fight. Will he win anything? No, but you can't stay a champion and not reign. And it's hard for me to say that Demetrius Andrade should vacate his belt, because the belt may just be everything that Andrade needs at this point. So it's like a hard decision. My deal is, well, I take that back. It ain't that hard. If nobody's calling, take the fight. At the very least, this fight will more than likely end up on ESPN. Take the fight, man. Take the fight. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if Andrade's coming back down to 160 pounds. It just remains to be seen. But this has been ordered by the WBO, fight fans. And we're going to see what exactly the route or the direction that Demetrius Andrade looks to pivot in when it comes to this particular fight, man. So we'll see. We'll see, fight fans. Let's push on out a little bit further, man, to something else, all right? Let's get to something else, right? Let's get to this right here. Hold on. Give me a second here. Let's get to this right here. All right, fight fans. More answers. I repeat, more answers that's been provided to us this week when it comes to Ryan Garcia. Now, fight fans, I asked y'all the other day when we Talking Boxing, I say, yo, Ryan Garcia going to 140 pounds. Is that Ryan running? Is that Ryan getting out of the way of other fights like JoJo Diaz, or maybe even Isaac Pitbull Cruz? Or is this Ryan Garcia just, he's too big for the weight class? A lot of folks heard his initial reason, and they were basically blaming it on Javier Fortuna. It was the last minute thing, and they had to do the 140 thing for Fortuna. But now Ryan Garcia's position is he is not going back down to 135 pounds. So when I asked y'all, I say, yo, the way we going to know that if this was Ryan Garcia's decision or not, whether or not that fight took place at 140, and he was kind of so much seemed to be taking advantage of Javier Fortuna. I say the way that you're going to know that is real talk is if Ryan stay at 140. Because there's still smoke at 135. All the big names are still at 135, from Devin to Tank to Lomachenko, Isaac Cruz, Jojo Diaz. There's more than enough smoke for Ryan Garcia at 135 pounds, but he chooses to go to 140. So is this him trying to maybe get up to 140, become bigger than Tank, and say, well, I'm up at 140, I'm huge now, and so, yeah, you're going to have to meet me up here? What is the meaning of Ryan Garcia going to 140 pounds? We know he ain't going to fight nobody. You know he up there for decoration. So what's the purpose of him being up there? You know what I'm saying? According to Ryan Garcia, his message to Tank Davis and to anybody else is this, and I'll put it right here on your screen. He says, and I quote, "I'm not going back down to 135 for nothing, but I will fight Tank next. And if Tank wants that at 140, hey, I'm going to record all the negotiations. So you guys don't make no headlines saying that I'm ducking. If he want it, let's get it," end quote. Hold up, bruh. This is what I be talking about these fighters, fight fans. Hold up, cuzzo. You go all the way up to 140, a safe space, might I add, and then you scream down and say, "Tank, hey, you ducking me if you don't come up to 140. Like, who would that make sense at, Ryan? Ain't nobody believing that shit, homeboy. You don't run to a safe space far away from Gervonta Davis and then start calling out Gervonta Davis. Making the job a lot more harder, putting more obstacles in the way, if you will. I say the same thing about Devin. Devin, you can't run to the zone, lock in with two promoters, and then run around and saying Gervonta Davis' name. It don't make no sense. So they run the safe spaces and then start saying Tank name, meaning they don't want the Tank fight. They want the Tank clout. They don't want the Tank fight fans. They want the Tank clout. You see, because taking the Tank fight, well, that requires them to actually do the right things. They do the opposite. They're all looking for an edge. They're looking for clout. And so this is Ryan Garcia's position. 140 or nothing. So my guess is Floyd Mayweather, as we are seeing him come out recently over there on Fight Hype. And Floyd Mayweather had to put his 2 cents into this. Floyd Mayweather like, hold on, young boy. You ain't running shit. You or Oscar ain't running nothing. Y'all are not the A side. You don't tell Tank what weight classes and all of this other stuff to do this and to do that. You don't tell Tank nothing. You don't draw like Tank. You ain't kicking it with Madonna. You ain't opening up markets. Your little Twitter followers ain't boxing fans. You ain't got no belts talking about some forget the belts don't matter when you ain't never touched one. You don't run nothing, Lil Ryan. You and the Golden Boy and the rest of the Golden Girls, y'all don't run shit. If they decide to give you the fight, you're going to do that shit on Tank's terms. That's just the way this goes. Just because you come out with some new tattoos and shit and you think you a little buffed up, that don't mean shit. We about to bring your ass back down to earth. You don't run nothing. So according to the words of Floyd Mayweather, this is what Floyd had to say. Floyd says, and I quote, "You want to fight Tank in boxing, we make sacrifices. Tank fights at 135. You want to fight Tank at 135, we can make it happen at the end of the year." Let me stop right there. Now, even though Floyd's studying up and telling them what it is, the one thing that I take away from this statement is a major point, fight fans. And that is the fact that the Ryan Garcia versus Gervonta Davis fight is realistic. This has been the burning question. All of the boxing fans that's in the know. All about the political divides and everything like that, the zone and yada, yada, yada. Well, it seems as if Floyd Mayweather is making this official. Like, this can happen. This can happen. Just the other day, we had Steven Espinoza. I put his whole comment up here on the screen, where he was basically alluding to Tank and Ryan can happen. The suits are lining up behind this, which makes me go, well, now this is realistic. Floyd has jumped in on it. Oscar said 50-50. And they're conceding Tank to be the A side. He's saying he wants to fight, though he's still insulting Al Heyman and Floyd. Floyd, who, if he's on board, more than likely Heyman must be on board. If Floyd is on board, Leonard would be on board. Everybody would be on board. This makes this thing very, very realistic. There's maybe a minor question that's still in the mist about Ryan Garcia's obligations to what network. And Oscar De La Hoya is clearly out here telling everybody that if this fight happens, DAZN has to be involved. So I don't know what that looks like, but I do know it seems to me that all suits that needs to be involved are kind of going on the same page. Aside from this 135, 140 crap, it seems like the biggest now, to be real, the biggest differences that we got or bridges to cross is now with the new issue of Ryan Garcia making this weight thing an issue. But aside from this 135 or 140 thing, the only other question is which network. After that, the fight looked like it can be a go. Ryan is saying Tank name in every single interview, but runs to 140. Oscar saying that the fight can happen, but insult Al Heyman. I'm starting to think that the PBC side wants this, but I still have a question as to does Ryan's side want this? I hear they're talking. I hear them talking. But I see Ryan at 40, and I see Oscar still insulting Al Heyman, saying, oh, he doesn't want to make the fights. He want to break up fights. That's all he wants to do. It's all Al Heyman. This is the same shit that Bob Arum does. It's all Al Heyman's fault. They don't want to make fights. Remember, Bob Arum went on that campaign for a long time. They did that because they didn't want their fighters fighting each other. That was a repellent. And I am a firm belief that Oscar De La Hoya wants Ryan Garcia to be the face of DAZN. Is the Tank fight realistically from their side? Now, Ryan Garcia is making the argument that Tank Davis has already fought at 140 pounds. So this shouldn't be an issue. I disagree. Y'all can't be coming around, A, making no demands because you don't make no demands. And B, what the purpose of going to 144? Is you too big for 35? Because now, once again, I'm starting to now think, I guess Eddie Reynoso must have been right. Because what's the problem here? Like Floyd said, and I'll put the quote right here on the screen, fight fans. You just fought at 135. Why can't you fight at 135 again? Floyd is saying that he is young. You are still young, where cutting weight right now ain't affecting you in a certain degree. If that is the case, then guess what? You're going to have to, you know what I'm saying, come on back down. Now, of course, Ryan's fans would look at this and say, well, here go Tank again. Pulling down fighters, draining fighters. Nah, like Floyd said, you just fought at 135. Why can't you do it again? I hope we don't end up in no weird ass catch weight, fight fans, if they do this. See, this fight has nothing to do with belts. There's no belts that they'll be looking to obey. They probably wouldn't even want to sanction anybody involved in this, to be honest with you. They can keep all of the money for themselves. So if they wanted to do it at a weird catch weight, look, man, they'll do what they want to do. And people going to buy into it. Let's just call it for what it is. It'll be a huge fight. It'll be a huge fight. And see, the difference between, say, Ryan and Devin, well, Ryan don't got two promoters in his pocket. Ryan ain't doing business with Lou DiBella, an enemy of the PBC. These are all things that are holding Devin back and holding him down, unfortunately, fight fans. unfortunately. But that's just the reality of the situation. Ryan doesn't come with those attachments. They had a network issue. But I'm almost wondering also, fight fans, like, with PBC conceding and willing to basically entertain this, like, seemingly on a serious note, when it's always been, oh, we not doing nothing with the zone type shit. I look at that, right? And then I look at the Leo Santa Cruz situation, and I say, well, PBC seemed to be awful cool with shooting Leo across the water, with the threat of Eddie Hearn taking Leo over there to the zone and taking him to the UK and all of that. And you mean to tell me Leo has contacted the WBA and said that they are cool with that? It seemed like PBC is being somewhat cooperative towards the end of the year. Don't y'all think, fight fans? I mean, somewhat cooperative. I heard Floyd say in this interview with Fight Hype that, man, we ain't stupid. We ain't gonna let no money just kind of go away. And I was like, huh? What do you mean I ain't gonna let no money just go? What? Where's the money? Is the budgets running low? Are the budgets running low, fight fans? And I tell you another thing that's kind of semi-pissing me off a little bit, but it is what it is. PBC gives Luis Ortiz and Andy Ruiz to Fox pay-per-view. Why wasn't Spence and Crawford put forward for Fox pay-per-view? Why is Luis Ortiz and Andy Ruiz on Fox pay-per-view, fight fans? I guess they must have been obligated to get us to Showtime for somehow, some way. I didn't understand that. Didn't understand that at all. But anyway, Floyd says 135, you did it once, you can do it thrice. You know what I'm saying? Floyd Mayweather then goes on to say, once you sit, he told, it sends this message to Oscar De La Hoya. Once you sit down and do an interview with Fight Hype, we can sit down face to face. You got to give Fight Hype the interview. That's part of my negotiation. Damn. So salute to Floyd for basically staying true to his favorite media platform and Fight Hype. Salute to Fight Hype, might I add. Fight Hype is rapidly becoming the #1 boxing news source. I'm going to tell y'all right now. All the articles are quoting Fight Hype. Fight Hype is getting all unprecedented access to all of the fighters. And most importantly, they are the platform of Floyd. Fight Hype is moving, man. Salute to Fight Hype, man. We use their quotes left and right. Salute to Fight Hype. When I first started Boxing Talk, fight fans, the guy that was getting all of the access at the time was Dante. Then Dante kind of fell back. Then it moved like Ellie Setback. Ellie Setback started being everywhere. Now in Ellie Setback's case, he's kind of not, I guess, not the force he once was. Now Fight Hype is coming with a vengeance. Fight Hub tried. Fight Hub was moving through, but Fight Hype is coming through with a vengeance, man. Fight Hype getting all of the interviews. They're getting all of the access. And now Floyd is telling Oscar, if you want me to sit down with you face to face, you got to give an interview with Fight Hype. I know the dude Ben had to be smiling from ear to ear when Floyd said that shit. Salute to Fight Hype, man. Y'all deserve it, man. For real, man. Y'all been putting that work in. But that's a hell of a part of his negotiation. Is Oscar going to do the interview, fight fans? Is Oscar going to do the interview? Riddle me that. You know what I'm saying? But damn, salute to Floyd for staying and, once again, supporting Fight Hype the way he does, dog, because Floyd tells that story all the time. The reason he supports Fight Hype so much, because in his early days of just starting out, nobody wasn't coming around but Fight Hype. And he never forgot that. That's some stand-up shit. You know what I'm saying? That's some stand-up shit. Floyd then goes on and says that I'm going to have Tank in the best shape of his life. When I heard him say that, I say, yo, is he looking at little Ryan and saying that Ryan bulked up a little bit and so he don't want to make it looking like, you outdoing Tank or some shit like that? Or is he saying that because, you got to come down to 135? And Tank gonna be just basically in tip-top shape. But I just didn't figure. Why did he mention that he was gonna be the one to get Tank in the best shape of his life? Are they feeling some kind of way because of the pictures of Lil Ryan going around with his little 6-pack showing and shit? And they like, oh, the little girlie's going crazy or whatever, and they want Tank to be that? That's Ryan's appeal. He's a teeny bopper. He sends the teeny boppers crazy. So I ain't understand why Floyd said that, you know what I'm saying? But if he's going to have Tank in the best shape of his life, I'm going to tell you, a in-shape Tank is a dangerous, dangerous, dangerous fighter. A in-shape, prime, optimal, ready-to-go Gervonta Davis is a dangerous fighter for anybody. Anybody. He came in underweight versus Rolly, ready to go. When he's that dude, bad man. A bad man. A bad man. I told y'all, Ryan Garcia's jab, it better pick up more accuracy. You keep flinging them jabs out there, you miss as many jabs on Gervonta Davis as you missed against Javier Fortuna, you're going to miss and you're going to pay. And Gervonta's small. You're going to have to punch down. You better be a lot more accurate. Gervonta's going to look to press Ryan Garcia if they get this fight, I believe. I think he looks to get to the inside of Ryan where Ryan's speed will be nullified. Ryan needs full extension on that speed. He needs extension, fight fans, not close quarters. That speed ain't the same. We'll get there. We'll give Tank the blueprint. But that speed ain't all that up close, fight fans. It's good from distance. It's good at even mid-range, but not up close. No, Up close, he bumbles his feet. Up close, he gets a little tangled up. A different range. Tank hits very well on, and he's a good body puncher on the inside. He gets low. Ryan, your jab better be accurate, homeboy. Because like Floyd said, he's going to have him in the best shape of his life. And Floyd goes on to say, all jokes aside, we can make the fight happen. But the fight is going to be at 135 pounds. There it is, fight fans. There it is. So at this point, I don't think there's nothing left to talk political-wise. No politics, no obstacles here. Floyd has given the green light. Floyd is giving his blessing. Floyd is on board, which means Owl is on board. Espinoza is on board. Oscar acting like he on board. Ryan acting like he on board. Is the rubber going to meet the road, fight fans? Or is Lion Ryan going to keep on lying? What we talking about? I'm telling y'all, man, this is gonna be something, man. It's gonna be a nice little spectacle, man. You know what I'm saying? Peter says, yo, Oscar has the deal with DAZN. Ryan doesn't. He can go to Showtime anytime he wants. Yeah, that's something that we was alluding to last week, Peter. And that's something I was wondering. That's something I was wondering. So if that is the case, then good. Then that means that yeah, we got a green light here, man. That's something that we was wondering. See, we talked about this last week, where Ryan had a break or a break in his contract to a certain degree. He restructured his contract. And we don't know I didn't know at the time what that restructuring was. You know what I'm saying? Was it strictly money, or was it, money and maybe him having something now like Canelo used to have? Remember, Canelo's deal was different than Oscar and Golden Boy's deal. So if Ryan did carve a deal like that out for himself, he more than likely did it when he had restructured his deal under Oscar. If that is the case, fight fans, then this fight should be a green light. We should be going. Tank Davis says, I see y'all at the end of the year. That'll be more than enough time for Ryan Garcia to be prepared. And more than enough time for Ryan Garcia to get back in shape to come back down to 135 pounds. Good stuff, fam. Good stuff. Says Ryan is a free agent. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. That's what's up. That's what's up. 135 says dead game boxing. That's what he came in against Rolly. 137? I'm sorry, 137? That Tank is a bad man, dog. Oh, couldn't have been 137 because they fought at 135. So you must have been saying something else. Peter Von Ox says, I hope so. It would be good for the sport. Yeah, this would be cool for the sport. I mean, look, I can talk against it and say, oh, how many bad things are wrong with it. But look, there's a crowd for this. There's a crowd for this. There's a huge crowd for this. And so if there's a crowd for it, and especially with boxing fans, then it's good for boxing. I'm going to say that one more time, fight fans. If this draws a crowd and this is something that the boxing fans want, then this is good for boxing. And I think that with the new gen, I mean, they got the kids, they got the youth. That would be great for boxing to bring more youth into boxing. So if it's big like that, regardless of the belts, regardless of the fact Ryan ain't never did this and never did that, these guys ain't fight that guy, this guy, this guy. If they get together and they're going to make magic, if they're going to make blue magic, fight fans, as we always say, like Crawford and Spence doing, they making that blue magic. They found each other. I say so be it. It's going to be a huge fight. It's going to be a huge spectacle. Stars going to be in the building. Rings on fingers all day. Are you going to be there? Are you going? Are you going, fight fans? Good shit. Good shit. Floyd said it's got to happen at 135. Let's hope no obstacles jump in the middle of this, man. It's going to take off, fight fans. And when it do, it's going to be big. Social media going to be turned up. Boxing going to be lit. You know what I'm saying? That's how it goes. Gervonta Davis is a star, fight fans. He's a star. And everybody wants to be a star, including young Ryan. What you going to do, homeboy? You going back down to 135, or you going to keep hiding out at 140? If you stay at 140, take on Teo. Take on Josh. Show us something. Lord knows we would love to see it. You know what I'm saying? We would love to see it. With that being said, fight fans, let's push on. It's getting kind of late on this end, so let's push on. Let's push on. I got one more thing to get to here. I got something else to get to here. And I want to, well, first off, before I do, I'm just going to briefly stop right here. Just briefly stop right here. And I want to, this week we had Luis King Kong Ortiz and Andy Ruiz come out, and they had a face off. They had like a press conference or whatnot. And so we seen them step out there. And a lot of people, if y'all ain't been checking up on Andy Ruiz, this has probably been the first look of Andy Ruiz that y'all have seen in quite some time. And this is something, I mean, the best look of Andy Ruiz that y'all seen in quite some time. And I got to admit, I mean, Andy Ruiz has clearly been putting that work in the gym. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are looking at Luis Ortiz and they talking about he looking like Uncle Elroy out this jump. You know what I mean? Looking like he just pulling up to the barbecue and shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, they talking about my man look like Uncle Elroy, shawty. You know what I'm saying? But it don't matter. Hey, I don't know what his age is. Don't ask me. All right? Have you ever played Mike Tyson Punch-Out? Remember when you fought King Hippo? And remember when it had King Hippo's age and it had all of them question marks on there? Well, that's how we going to look at King Kong Ortiz. It ain't King Hippo, it's King Kong. It ain't King Hippo, it's King Kong. We don't know what his age is, fight fans. But all we know is he's still kicking ass. He's still strong. He's still imposing. And he's going to be one hell of a handful for the new and improved Andy Ruiz. That's all we do know. I got some words. We got some words from Luis Ortiz. Hold on. I'm going to put this up there. Okay, yeah. We got this from Luis Ortiz, fight fans. He ain't had much to say at this thing, and neither man are like big time trash talkers. So we only gonna get but so much glitz and glamour from this, you know what I'm saying? So according to Luis Ortiz, the fans are going to see two fighters who love to battle and love to punch and punch hard. This is a dream come true. We're not going to disappoint the fans on September the 4th. This fight is going to end in a knockout, and I'm sure that Andy thinks the same thing. This one isn't going to go 12 rounds. End quote. I like that. I like that, fight fans. My man Luis King Kong Ortiz coming out letting it be known. I'm a true heavyweight. I am not here to twinkle toes you. I am not here to box like a featherweight. I am here to be King Kong. I am here to knock out Andy Ruiz. Not to go 12 rounds. Knock his ass out. A lot of people look at Andy Ruiz being put on his ass by Chris Arreola. And they say, how the hell can Luis Ortiz not do that? Andy Ruiz is a combination puncher. Luis Ortiz is a counter puncher from the southpaw position. from the southpaw position. He's a patient fighter. If Andy misses, overshoots, too many combinations ain't landing, a left hand could come right between them punches, fight fans. Oh, man, what a fight. It's going to be a true heavyweight battle, man. I'm looking forward to this one right here. Then we got Andy Ruiz coming out. He says, this isn't a weightlifting contest. So I've been getting back to what originally made me a champion. I wanted to go and work with my new trainer, Alfredo Osuna, a long time ago. It just wasn't the right time then. He's used to training for lefty fighters. I feel like this is exactly what I needed for this fight, and my team is going to bring the best out of me. This might not go the distance, but I am prepared to go all 12 rounds. We're going to get this victory no matter what on September the 4th, fight fans. Okay, end quote. So that's the thing about Andy Ruiz's size, man. Like, you can argue that Andy slimming down like this puts him in a bit of a hybrid state. You know what I mean? Meaning that he's not as big as he once was, right? So hopefully he won't be getting tired and having to take 3-4 rounds off or whatever, you know, to get that second win back. Hopefully he won't be getting tired, you know, but that loss of weight, if he has to go 12 versus Luis Ortiz, that may help him. That may help him. Being in better optimal shape may help him. And it may even help him with his speed, because Andy has always been known to have fast hands. That's been one of his biggest strong points. Him losing this weight may even semi help him with his speed. So between speed and stamina, the loss of weight for Andy Ruiz, well, that can be huge, fight fans. That can help him. But the question then you will have to ask, because like I always say, the losing of weight comes with a gift and a curse. Yeah, you may get better stamina. You may even get faster. And if your power is still good, your power may even be still good. But what does this do for punch resistance? That's the golden question. Can Andy still take the same punch will be the biggest question. When he started to slim down just a bit from that Joshua second fight, when he came into that Areola fight, he wasn't as big as he was in that Joshua second fight. But we seen when he slimmed down in the Areola fight, Areola put him on his ass. Slimming down more from what he is now, but going in there with a harder puncher. Is Andy punch resistance the same, fight fans? That's the biggest fear here. He's linked up with his new trainer. He says that his new trainer is especially trains for lefty fighters. This may help him. You know what I mean? This may help him. I got to admit, Andy Ruiz, every time I see him, he seems very positive. He seems very happy. He seems to be in a very, very good place, fight fans. He seems to be nothing like that dude that we saw in the rematch versus Anthony Joshua. Now, time will tell. It's one thing, you know, it could be fool's gold. It could look the part. Rubber got to meet the road. We got to see the execution. We got to see how this thing look, how this thing go. One day I'm leaning Andy. The next day I'm leaning Luis Ortiz. One day I'm leaning Andy. Then I'm leaning Luis Ortiz. As of today, as of right now, I'm leaning Luis Ortiz. I'm in the Luis Ortiz camp right now. But this can change at any given. I can go back and look at 2 of Andy's old fights or whatever and maybe see something else. This is going to be a cracking fight. I don't expect it to sell a bajillion pay-per-views, no. Because neither one of these fighters have a gigantic fan base. But if you are a diehard boxing fan and you know these fighters, you don't want to miss this damn fight. This is a hell of a fight. Really, really looking forward to it. So it's good to know that he's preparing to go the distance. Good to know he's still focused with his new trainer. And like he's saying, it's not a weightlifting contest. You don't have to come in there, you know, this ain't a bodybuilding contest. Don't be worried about what you look like. You know what I'm saying? It's more about how you are executing. How are you executing? So we'll see, fight fans. So be on the lookout for this fight going down September the 4th on Fox pay-per-view. At least the last time I saw it, Fox pay-per-view. Ain't that about a blimp? You know what I'm saying? We can't get Spence Crawfod on that jump, but we get that, man. You know what I mean? We get that. We get that. Now, last but not least, I got to come on back around to this, and that is the comments and the statements of Angel Garcia. Let me see if we got that here, fight fans. We got a little bit of the audio. So I'm going to play just a little bit of what Angel had to say, and I'll let y'all be the judge. This is Angel Garcia basically telling everybody that Danny had anxiety going into the Errol Spence Jr. fight.
I ain't trying to sugarcoat nothing. I'm just being honest. Because honesty takes you to the end of the earth. So Danny was suffering from anxiety through the Spence fight, through the COVID. It was too much. It was too much going on. There was too much going on. He was walking on eggshells, taking tests. Bro, it was too much, brother. The fighter got to be happy. And we had a difficult camp. Now making excuses.
How you gonna say all of that, bruh, and then turn around and say, I'm not making excuses? How the hell you gonna do that, bro? Oh, no. Only this happened, that happened. We had the camp, we had anxiety and, all of this was going on. They had to lock him in the room and he had to go through the back stairs and everything like that. But we're not making no excuses. We're not making no excuses. This is too weak, like 14 days. It is weak. Just say he was the better man and Danny lost. See, I'm expecting for Angel, the father of Danny, to go around and say that Danny is the greatest thing since sliced bread. He's always been that way. They've always came up with excuses. But I remember Angel in the post-fight interview. Do y'all remember, fight fans? Because we always make fun of that shit here on the channel. Come on, Dan. Don't be talking like that, man. Don't be saying that, Dan. Nah, you saying it like the dude beat you. Just say, you ain't throw no punches. That's all. Don't be saying that, man. Don't be saying that, Dan. Was that not Angel? I come in the post-fight interview, we didn't hear none of this shit. We didn't hear none of this at the post-fight presser. We didn't hear any of this shit. He didn't seem that way before he fought Red Cock. He didn't seem none of that. He seemed like he was the best version of Danny Garcia. Danny is full of excuses, fight fans. When I listen to him talk about the Sean Porter and Keith Thurman fights. Oh, yeah, I technically beat Keith Thurman. I was coming on. I thought it was a close fight. I thought I won that fight. Wait, in what world? Keith dusted your ass in the early parts of that fight. Was dusting your ass. Loading up on you and some more shit. I mean, he was loading up on your ass, Danny. And then in the Sean Porter fight, no, I didn't think you beat Porter either. Stop the excuses, bruh. 147 just wasn't your division. You were gifted a title. Robert the Ghost Guerrero. You were gifted a title. You were hoping for money fights like Mikey Garcia. When he seen Spence get the Mikey Garcia fight, I bet you he cried the blues because Spence got a little Mike and I wanted little Mike. Remember we were talking about Garcia versus Garcia. Never got it. Never got the Adrian Bronner fight. Too many excuses, Danny. If you go up to 154 and get your ass whooped, we don't want to hear no excuses. I don't know who you beat. They say that they got their eyes on somebody at 154 after this Jose Benavidez fight. Who is that somebody? I don't know. It better not be a Charlo. It better not be Tony Harrison. It better not be Fundora. It better not be Lubin. Who are we talking about? It better not be any of them dudes. Because I believe that all of them dudes beat you. All of them. You gonna fight Tim Tszyu? Who you gonna fight? Tim Tszyu? Tim Tszyu? You know what I'm saying? Who you gonna fight, Danny? Or are you doing your best Ryan Garcia? Is Danny Garcia and Ryan Garcia operating in the same mindset? And they just going to weight classes for decoration? Or you gonna really run for a title shot? What you gonna do, Danny? What you gonna do? You got all of this shit to say about Terence Crawfod. You now leaning towards Errol Spence. He's the stronger fighter. I bet he is after that ass whooping you got put on your ass. Remember, Danny didn't lose because of all of it. Danny lost because of the same reason he lost to Sean Porter and the same reason that he lost to Keith Thurman. Because he didn't want to let his hands go until it was far too late. Simple. You can't keep showing me the same thing over and over again. See that posture right there in that picture? That was Danny. That was Danny, fight fan. See that posture in that picture right there, him against the rope? That was Danny. For most of that fight. Now, Angel's out here, hey, we threw 750 punches. We threw 750 punches, man. Don't be saying that, man. I ain't seen no damn 750 punches. I ain't seen no damn 750. Unless you threw them like after the fight and they counted the shit for the fight. I ain't seen no 7. But they counting the punches you was throwing as he was walking to the ring? Like, you know, how like a fighter be punching as they walk into the ring and shit? Was they counting them punches? You had CompuBox following you or some shit? Because I ain't seen no 750 punches, damn. Fuck out of here, bruh. And excuses, bro. That's all you do. You don't give no credit. You ain't gave no credit to Keith. You don't want to give no credit to Sean. It hurts you and burns you inside to see Terence Crawford as the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in boxing. Remember this shit? Remember this shit right here, fight fans? I could have been undisputed too if I would have just let Lamont Peterson keep his belt or some shit. What did he say? If I would have fought Lamont Peterson for his belt, you know? So I'm like, you salty ass little dude. You only saying that because Terence Crawford got all of the belts. Oh, but he didn't have the best run. He didn't fight nobody. He didn't. Man, you don't give credit to nobody. You don't want to fight Bud. Bud offered you your biggest payday. He tried to get you paid, Danny. You turns it down. You wanted to go on the easy road. You and Easy Road Spence, y'all were both skipping down the yellow brick easy road together. That's what was going on. You wanted some of that Pacquiao money. You wanted the easy road. And so when you got Granados and when you got fucking Red Cock, you were smiling from ear to ear. You were the greatest Danny Garcia. This is the best Danny Garcia. When Danny Garcia is good fighting like this, no one can beat Danny Garcia. Those were your words. Yet you had, and this is what makes the Errol Spence Jr. fight so disappointing that you say that, bro, because you had extra amount of time to prepare for oh my God. I got Errol Spence Jr. laying in a hospital bed, recovering, fighting for his life. You sitting there having in the best shape of your life, ready to go, staying active, constantly fighting. Well, I got Errol Spence Jr. Fuck boxing. He worrying about other shit, more important, worrying about life. And you in the best shape of your life, prepared, standing in the ring, ready to go. I remember you telling the world before the fight, Danny, well, if Errol Spence Jr. loses, oh, no excuses. I don't want to hear nothing about the car accident. Was that not Danny Garcia's words, fight fans? Somebody tell me I'm lying. Did not Danny Garcia tell the whole entire world? Damn, I wish I would have put that quote right here on the screen. Did he not tell the entire world that he don't want to hear shit if he beats Errol Spence Jr. and he don't want to hear nothing about no car accident? I'm sure that if you Google it, you will find it. Easy word. Easy word. You had the nerve to not even want to give Earl the benefit of the doubt for the car accident, but you want everybody to believe your cockamamie story about you had anxiety because you had to go through the back door instead of the front door. Because you had to sit in some bedroom. How about sitting in a hospital bed fighting for your life? You worrying about anxiety. Earl had to get back into the ring, probably not even 100%. Anything could have went left. They say he had teeth implants and stuff like that. What if that would have went left? Any procedures he had done to get back on his feet? What if those things could have went left in the ring? If anyone should have been worried about any... Fight fans, it's hard sometimes with Danny. It's hard sometimes with this dude. If anybody should be worried about anything, fight fans, do you think it would have been Danny or what Errol had just been through? Danny, sit your simple ass down. Sit your simple ass down. Go have your Jose Benavidez fight, whatever the fuck. We gonna be checking for Gary Antoine on the undercard anyway. But sit your simple ass down, man. Oh yeah, I had anxiety. I gotta come with something. I gotta come with excuses, homeboy. Nothing short of excuses.com. And you got the nerve. And this is exactly why Errol and Crawford are running the tables right now. Because they have been stood true. They have kept fighting. They kept winning. You know what I mean? Whoever was put in front of them, they took it. You feel me? They didn't sit around and make excuses. But then again, they didn't lose. You know what I'm saying? But I can't fight Bud Crawford for $3 million. Oh, Bud Crawford, his undisputed run wasn't all that. I think I beat Keith Thurman. I beat Sean Porter. Yeah. No excuses for Errol Spence Jr. if he off the car accident. If I win, I don't want to hear nothing. That's Danny. But we supposed to root for you going to 154 pounds to do jack shit. You better fight a Charlo. Fight a Charlo, Holmes. If you really bout that, fight a Charlo. Maybe 54 can work out better for Danny than 47 did. Because 47 worked out great for Earl. 47 worked out great for Crawford. He's still number one pound for pound around this bitch. Terence Crawford and Earl about to have the biggest fight in boxing. In boxing. How you like that, Danny? The man that beat you and the man that you never fought. The man that beat you and the man that you made every reason to stay the hell away from. Even though this is your rival all the way back from the amateurs. Even though your father called him a nappy-headed N-word back in the day. But you don't want to fight him, though. I used to love me some Danny Garcia. Shawty. That fight after he beat Amir Khan back in the day, man, I was just like, what the fuck? Bro, I used to love Danny, man, because I used to be like, Danny ain't the best fighter. And because Danny was counted out all of those fights early on in his career. He was counted out of that Zab Zuda fight. He was counted out of that Amir Khan fight. I used to root for Danny because I like to root for the underdogs. And Danny wasn't seen as skillful as a lot of these other fighters back in the day at 140. But he was winning. He kept finding ways to win. A tactician like Amir Khan was back then. Amir Khan, when it came to punches and speed and putting together combinations, there was nobody better than Khan. Man, Danny Garcia punched right through that shit. That's when I was rolling with Danny. Until Danny walked up to Mauricio Herrera, and then Danny ain't been the same ever since. He runs into Mauricio Herrera in Puerto Rico. And when he emerged from that fight, he emerged with a pink shirt and 1,000 excuses. He emerged with a pink shirt and 1,000 excuses, fight fans. What the hell happened to Danny? Did we lose Danny in the Herrera fight? Did we lose him in that fight? Riddle me that, fight fans. Riddle me that. So that's it for me tonight, fight fans. I'm going to go ahead and end it right there for the night. I just want to tell y'all, man, my apologies, man, on the technical difficulties that we had. So I'm going to have to do this literally as a part 1 and as a part 2. So for those who came in on this stream, just know that this is not where we started at. The original part 1 to this stream, we had a technical difficulty halfway through it. So I had to come back here with part 2. If you want to catch the early part where we discussed the WBA and their and their bribery accusations, we discussed a lot of the upcoming fights that were ordered. You go back over there to part 1 and check that on out. You know what I'm saying? So I want to say much love to everybody. Let me read some comments and let me put this phone number up on the screen and give the fam an opportunity to call in. Hold on one real quick. Make sure everything is lined up for that shit. You know what I mean? Let's just make sure everything is good on that end first. Don't want no problems there. Looking good. All right. So I'll place the number here. I'm going to give everybody a few minutes, as we always do. If anybody want to call me up, talk to me about anything. I repeat, anything that y'all see in the sport, anything that's going on, anything that we talked about tonight, feel free to ring me on up. But in the meantime, between time, I'm going to grab a couple comments, and I'm going to wait it out. And if we don't get no calls, I'm out of here, fight fans. Much love to each and every one of y'all. But let me make sure that, yep, we set it up. I'm going to even mute the music for a second just in case we do, all right? So I'm going to see what y'all talking about, man. Much love to everybody, and I want to say thanks again to everybody that hung in there with me, man. I know it's late. It's 11 o'clock here on the East Coast. I know folks got to go to work in the morning, but so I appreciate all y'all. You know what I mean? Yes, sir. Oh, I got you. I got what you're saying now, dead gang. You saying 137 for a catch weight. Oh, okay. I got you. 137 for a catch weight between Ryan and Tank. I guess, yeah. I guess, maybe, if Tank want to do that, but he don't really got to. You know what I mean? He is the fight. But, I mean, I guess. You know what I mean? I guess. Yeah. Yeah. If they want to do. See, with this fight, it's like, it ain't traditional rules. It ain't no belt involved. It's whatever make these two kind of comfortable for this fight. You know what I'm saying? It's a spectacle. It's going to be a big attraction. It's going to attract a lot of eyes, a lot of feet to boxing. You know what I'm saying? And so in that case, it's going to be a good thing. But I guess traditional rules wouldn't really apply. You know what I'm saying? John says, yo, imagine some crazy fool is going to use it for their BS, like black versus Latino. Good for business, though. But no violence, please. I'm out the loop on that one, John. A little out the loop on that one. Last of a Dime Breed says, see the difference between Fox and Showtime. They had a real presser. That's what Broner was crying about. Bud versus Spence should be on Fox. It's just a better network. Let me stop right there. Great points, Last of a Dime Breed. Great points. You right, bro. I didn't even think of that shit, bro. I didn't even think of that. The difference in presentation between Luis Ortiz and Andy Ruiz versus what Adrian Braun is dealing with over there on Showtime on Zoom calls and shit. I'm like, damn, you right. And I seen Adrian Braun came out and apologized for what he said about Al Heyman and I guess about Steven Espinoza. I think that's the right position for Adrian Braun to take. A lot of y'all may say, man, he should have done that. That's because y'all may have something against the PBC. Nah, Adrian Braun should have done that. And I'm glad that he did apologize. Because y'all can say what y'all want. Y'all can have all your criticisms against Al and Floyd and PBC. But Adrian Braun has been given more than anybody in recent memory, fight fans. Anybody. Like I told y'all before, he's the one that got a Mikey Garcia and a Manny Pacquiao fight. He got both of them shits. And lost both of them shits. He has been given so many opportunities. And so if there's no one that he should be dissing, even if he got his differences with Floyd, don't diss Al. Don't diss Al. Al kept your ass out of jail. Al kept your ass with money in your pocket. And Al is keeping your ass relevant to a certain degree. I'm not with that. You know what I'm saying? But you're right. There was a difference in presentation, man. And you say that's what Adrian Braun was talking about. Man, look, Adrian Braun got to take whatever the fuck they give him. He should just be happy to be fighting right now, man. You know what I'm saying? If he would have took his career much more seriously, he would have been much more far along than what he is. With the names that he was given, he was literally being given fights to win. The Santiago fight was a fight for him to win. You know what I'm saying? And who knows, I don't want to go but so far with AB because everybody is human. Everybody ain't robots. And you know what I'm saying? And everybody deals with certain kinds of pressure in their own kind of way. And he's human. And yeah, he may have been shot to the top. And he may couldn't have handled it. And he had to deal with it in his own way. He's human. You know what I'm saying? We've seen some of the best rise and fall. We've witnessed Adrian Braun's rise and fall. But he's human. And a lot of us can be judgmental. And we can say, yeah, because we, most of us are everyday, people. And so we look at people like that and say, how can you piss away that opportunity? But in the flip side, none of us know how would we react if you wake up in the morning and you got $10 million in the bank and you being told to get your ass up to go and run 5 miles, 6 miles a day. And you're being told that you got to fight a young, hungry prospect. And you got to make sure that your mind and body is right to go and do that with millions of dollars in the bank. And the second you step your foot out your house, every little girlie coming around. Every homie that you ever knew coming around. It's easy to say, yeah, I would, man, push them away and say, no. But yeah, these are the homies you went to the sandbox with. You come from the sandbox with. Everybody coming around. You think, yeah, of course, a real champion would say, look, I got to tunnel vision, stay focused, and do what I got to do. But that's not everybody. And some people fall prey to it. As much as we give a lot of love to Gervonta Davis, same thing with him. There's a machine in place to protect Gervonta Davis from too much negativity getting out. But there's a lot that go on behind the scenes that doesn't even make the public. And it's all done, orchestrated by Al Heyman, looking out for them boys. So have your differences with promoters. Have the differences with reporters. If you want to go back and forth with reporters, if you want to go back and forth with YouTubers, whatever, but don't shit on the hand that feeds you. That's all I'm saying. And I think any of us can understand that point, fight fans. You know what I'm saying? Any of us can understand that point. D-Lo 44 Boxing is in the house. D-Lo, what's up, man? Salute to my homie D-Lo 44 Boxing on deck. Yes, sir, my man. These Lopez fighters, keep them excuses on deck. These Lopez fighters keep them excuses on deck. Don't they, though? Too many damn excuses, bro. Too many damn excuses. Maybe he had a bad reaction to the bite from Red Cock. Yeah, maybe Red Cat gave him the excuses disease. You know what I'm saying? As soon as Red Cat bite him, now he can't stop making excuses and shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Red Cat gave him the excuses disease. You know what I mean? That's all I hear. D-Lo says, I'm sure there will be a belt involved. We will be the only ones to know that it isn't the belt. You saying between Tank and Ryan? If they might make up a belt. I don't know. They may make up a belt for them and call it the spectacle belt. You know what I'm saying? I'm down for the spectacle belt. Who wants to win the spectacle belt? Presented by the WBA. I'm telling you, man. Heartless, what's up? He said your boy late, man. Yeah, Heartless, you come in at the very end, bro. At the very tail end, man. I'm shutting it down, but I still appreciate you coming in here checking up on me, bro. He says, yo, man, AB lost passion for boxing and let the money get to his head. Big facts. Big facts. Even now, I'm even questioning it to a certain degree because I was listening to his Q&A that he did a little earlier. And unfortunately, it came in so late where it didn't make today's episode of We Talking Boxing. But I listened to his Q&A, and I don't know, he was in the bed and shit. Like, he was sitting in the bed. Looked like he was in a hotel room or something. He was literally did his Zoom call from the bed. And I'm like, bruh, all right, yeah, like I said, man, this shit was funny a little while ago, bro. I was laughing my ass off like, yo, AB a wild little dude, but, bro, you sure he all right? Y'all sure he all right? Y'all sure we sure he all right? I'm not. Bro, the man did his interview in the freaking bed, man. I don't like this version of AB. I don't like it, bro. AB, what I remember from him throughout of his fights, when his fights are announced in his time, in his go time, AB turns on. He may get a little rude sometimes, a little ignorant or whatever, but he's always seeming like happy to be there, happy for the moment type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was always the kind of guy that was, oh, it's my fight now? Oh, okay. Hey, cameras on me. Hey. You know, that was always AB. I just wonder, man. I just hope. And I don't feel that right now. What I feel from AB is like he got a lot on his mind. He got a lot on his mind about probably a lot of different things. You know what I mean? And that's what I get. And I just hope that he's motivated. I hope he's not underestimating Omar Figueroa. I almost do wonder, does he wonder about the style of Figueroa? Because Adrian Brown ain't stupid. And he knows what he got to get in there and deal with when he deals with Omar. I do wonder, like, Is he concerned the fact that, because he says that if I got to box, I'll box. If I got to brawl, I'll brawl. If I got to be if I got to be a sniper, I'll do that. And I'm like, bro, you know what you're going to face with Omar. We don't see no different Omars. You know you're going to have to fight. Omar is looking at you as food, and Omar is looking at you as a bridge. He is going to be my bridge back into the conversation. And Omar is going to go in and throw everything. Like I said the other day, the best thing that Adrian Broner could hope for is that Omar is not focused. It's Omar is not disciplined, because he got issues too. You know what I mean? And his best hope is to say that hopefully Omar is off his game and maybe lacking on discipline and maybe even struggling to get down to 40. All of these can help Adrian Broner. I want to see AB win. I do, dog. Bad as I don't know what, man. I'm going to tell y'all, for those who don't know, who may have just met me not too long ago, the reason that Mainman Mademan started to upload was because of Adrian Broner. That's who inspired me to want to say, let me start talking boxing. Watching Adrian Broner fight back in the day. The first big fight that I ever covered here on YouTube was Adrian Broner versus Marcos Maidana. Matter of fact, it was the very first fight that I ever covered. And that's what started me to do this. And I remember that guy. I want that guy back. But looking at him, man, I'm just not 100 fight fans. I'm not 100. He don't feel like AB. It don't feel like AB no more. And you know, people age, people mature, people, they grow up. Things are not the same no more. Things that were funny to you back in the day ain't funny no more. Maybe AB grew up a little bit or whatever like that, but I don't know. We'll see. I just hope he all right. You know what I'm saying? I hope he gets through this fight okay. I would not be surprised if we get a last-minute weight change with this fight. I can see that coming. The same way that they did against the Sean Porter fight. Remember AB and Sean Porter? I can see something like that happening here. It's hard for me to envision either man going down to 140 pounds. Now, we've seen AB go down to 40 like that, though. You put a financial penalty on his ass, he getting down to 140. They did that against Mikey Garcia. His ass came in at 138. I'm pulling for you, AB. I'm pulling for you, bruh. Come on, man. Come on back to us, AB. Get this victory, bruh. Get this victory. This is perhaps, can be argued, the most pivotal fight of Adrian Broner's career. This next fight can be argued to be the most pivotal fight of Adrian Broner's career. He loses to Omar. I can't see. I think even PBC gonna be like, it's nothing left we can do. What else can we do? We can make you a commentator. What else can we do? We're trying to send you down to the lower weights, to the smaller weights, where hopefully you can kind of do your thing down there, because no one sees Adrian Broner beating nobody at 147. Keep him as far away from Jerron Boots Ennis as you can possibly think. I hope AB get it together. I'm rooting for AB, man. The hood rooting for you, bruh. You know what I'm saying? We want to see you win. Everybody slips. Everybody falls. Everybody goes through their issues. But ain't one person can judge you for it, man. We want to see you win. It ain't too late. It ain't too late. But he got to want it. And he got to make, like Floyd said earlier, he's the one that got to make the sacrifices. And if he doesn't do it now, the time is now, man. You lose this shit, bruh. It's just going to be a sad story. But he's still a 4-division champion. And that is something that nobody, I repeat, nobody can never take away from him. I caught him putting that reporter in check. I forget who that was. Reporter just glossing over his 4 divisions. Oh, yeah, we know you want 4 divisions, but it ain't even about that. Bronner like, hold up, what? Have you even touched? Oh, he say, we know you won 4 world titles, but it ain't no big deal. Bronner looked at him and like, yo, have you ever touched one? You shouldn't diminish that. No one, they can't take that away from you, Joe. They can't take that away from you. And they can't take away from you that you are the one that discovered Gervonta Tank Davis, not Floyd Mayweather. You discovered Gervonta Tank Davis, not Floyd Mayweather. I'm definitely rooting for Adrian Bronner, fight fans. I'm definitely rooting for Adrian Bronner. D-Lo44 Boxing says belt for presentation and as bait for the casuals. Given to him by the WBA, of course. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely, 100%, man. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like, you know, they may throw some little trinket in there to make to size it up a little bit. Most people won't know. They'll just see a belt and be happy with it. Shit, Ryan already walking around with replicas. The fool got replicas. Replicas. You ain't got the real deal. You got replicas. You are replica Ryan. You are replica Ryan. You know what I mean? Walking around with all them replicas and shit. You know what I mean? Who the hell got replica belts, bro? We like real champions out here, Ryan. Go see Tank. He got one. I'm out of here, fight fans. Y'all have a blessed night, man. No calls tonight. Cool with me, fam. You know what I'm saying? Been a long day anyway, man. I want to say much love to y'all, man. I appreciate once again everybody that came in here for part 2 from the stream that operated from earlier. I want to say thank y'all, man. Thank y'all very, very much. Be on the lookout this weekend for the Red Corner, fight fans. Remember, the next episode of We Talking Boxing Live goes down on Sunday, fight fans. Sunday. Y'all come on and check in with the homie. Salute to everyone that catches this first thing in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all all in advance, man. Y'all have a blessed night out here, man. Stay stressed and sucker free. Remember, the devil is everywhere, omnipresent, everywhere at the same time. He wants you ruined. He wants you sad. He wants you depressed. He wants you to make you think that you ain't nothing. Why would you do something like that? Do you not understand how short that life is? You better get out here and see this big green and blue world and do a bunch of shit before your time comes. You better go out here and show the world why you great, because guess what? When you 85, 90 years old, you're going to be sitting around with the what ifs, and you don't want the what ifs. Do it all right now while you can, fight fans, and enjoy life and enjoy yourself doing it. See y'all Sunday, man. Be real, man. Don't forget, man, to the next video. Much love to you, each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all. I repeat, thank y'all once again. To the next video, fam. Peace out.
You are now listening to Ice Line Beats. You are now listening to